What is going on, guys? And welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my House of Horror. You already know the deal. The only channel that's going to make you scream. So the next goal is 500 subs. If you guys would be so kind as to hit that like button. If you dig what I do on my channel, I would appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button, peeps. Appreciate y'all. Let's get into today's topic because 2005 was really a freaking awesome year for horror. And I revisited a title I hadn't seen since I was younger, many years ago, because I found it at a thrift store, and it is none other than 2005's Kate Hudson starring The Skeleton Key.
We've been waiting for you, Caroline.
It is time, Lord, from the devil's house. Take me out of darkness.
I don't believe. No, I don't believe.
It is time, Lord.
It's real. It's all real.
So I never hear anybody talk about this movie truly ever, and it freaking rocks, dude. It is so badass, so much fun. The ending is next level, like totally makes the movie its next level shit, guys. But anyway, it is The Skeleton Key from 2005. I found this slipped up edition at the thrift store the other day. That's kind of why I revisited it, and it's like a gloss, it's like a holographic slip cover. Like hell yeah. And so anyway, it's a supernatural folk horror from deep within the recesses of New Orleans, Louisiana, starring Kate Hudson, who plays Caroline Ellis, who is a hospice nurse who takes on an odd job in the swamps of Louisiana to aid and care for a dying elderly man. She cares for him under the guise of his wife, Violet Devereaux, who's played by the amazing Gina Rowlands, by the way, who is fantastic in this movie, and their lawyer, Luke Marshall. And bizarre things start to unfold as the mostly paralyzed Ben, who is the elderly man she is aiding and caring for, attempts to communicate with Caroline in various ways throughout the movie. Now, while this is going on, Caroline snoops around the house that she's doing the hospice care in, and she discovers odd things. Right? Just bizarre and odd things about the house that kind of catch her off guard, like the mysterious attic filled with dolls and trinkets and spooky paraphernalia, or the skeleton key that Gina Rowlands' character gives to her that opens any door in the house. And so it's a very simple premise, very simple plot, but it hits really hard, and the ending is next level. We'll get to that later. No spoilers, I promise. Now, 2005 was a pretty great year for horror, if I don't say so myself. It was a really interesting time for me as well as a horror fan because I was like 18 at the time, so I was really hitting my stride on my own. You know, I grew up in a house that had a Dawn of the Dead 1 sheet on the wall. My dad was a big Romero fan, a big Fulci fan, and he was showing me and my friends Suspiria when we were little kids. So like, he introduced me to Argento and all these different horror movies from a young age. So it's always been who I am. It's always been in my blood. But when I got older and I got my license, I was really going to the theaters often and really watching a lot of things on my own. And it was a cool discovery time for me. And 2005 is like right at the crux of that. So listen to 2005. Listen to what came out in 2005. You had 2001 Maniacs with Robert Englund, one of my favorite campy slasher horror films ever. So much fun. That is a remake. You had Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds. You have Boogeyman. You have The Cave. You have Constantine, Keanu Reeves. You have Wes Craven's Cursed, fun movie. The Descent. I know it's a lot of people's favorite movie. Very fun. You have Devil's Rejects, my favorite Rob Zombie film. You have Doom with The Rock, Exorcism of Emily Rose, The Fog remake, Full Moon's Ginger Dead Man. You had Hide and Seek, Eli Roth's Hostel. You had the phenomenal cult classic House of Wax. You had George Romero's Land of the Dead, Reeker, The Ring 2, Saw 2, and Wolf Creek. So a lot of really good stuff that year. Maybe not as memorable at the time. I think Devil's Rejects is probably the one that stands out the most, and maybe The Descent. But I think there's so many movies here that have grown a considerable following. Most notably The Descent and things like House of Wax. I think, Hostel was a big title too. There's a lot of pretty big titles that year, as far as I'm concerned. So a really cool year for horror. It was a little different, coming on the heat. It was really the boom of the J horror, and The Ring and The Grudge and all those. So it was a very interesting year for horror. But let's get into the good of this movie because I am so happy I revisited it. And now, like, I never hear anyone talk about it, but like now that I did a post on my social media yesterday, and like everyone's like hitting me up, like, dude, I love that movie. And so I'm glad that I found this and I'm revisiting it. So anyway, the good, there's the characters are absolutely and undoubtedly believable, and they do some phenomenal acting. I loved both Kate Hudson and Gina Rowland's characters in this one. They're kind of like foils to each other, and they do a really good job playing off each other. I think that was fantastic. The setting and the plot, it's such an eerie vibe, guys, in the deep swamps of Louisiana. I don't really see that. You don't really see that in horror often. It's a very gross, murky, and claustrophobic vibe throughout. Like that word claustrophobic keeps coming back to me when I think about this movie because it's very tense, it's very gripping, it's very jarring, and like you just can't help but feel like everyone in this movie is in a bubble and it's just like a trapped feeling, and it's really really cool, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And the plot for its time was very original, and I'm willing to bet that if you've seen Jordan Peele's smash hit Get Out, he took a lot of inspiration from this movie. And again, no spoilers, but I'm willing to bet that he's a big fan of this movie just because there's so many similarities. And the ending of this movie, I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't want to spoil it, but it is just an ending that undoubtedly makes this movie. And I enjoy the movie up to that point, but the ending puts it over the top. It's fun, it's evil, it's sinister, and it leaves you like honestly mouth agape. I was just like shocked, and I remembered what happens, and I watched it again. I'm like, oh my god, that's right, this happens, and I absolutely loved it. It's very Drag Me to Hell ish. And so I can't recommend this movie enough, guys. The Skeleton Key. And I wanted to give you guys, not just the good, but the bad, but I loved it. Like I couldn't really think of any bad. It's not really slow at any points. I dug there was I enjoyed it. Like there's nothing not for in my opinion, nothing not to really like about this movie. And I think it's aged really well, and I got this sweet ass slip. So anyway, the movie is 2005's The Skeleton Key. Kate Hudson, Gina Rowland. Let me know if you guys have seen this one. I really dug it, and I can see this being like something I show to other people, like when they want to like watch a cool underground horror movie that maybe not a lot of people talk about. I think Skeleton is a great movie to recommend. So anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out. Just a quick review for you guys tonight. Be sure to hit that like button. Hit me up in the comments if you've seen Skeleton Key, man. Like let's talk this. It's crazy. It's not ancient, but it's 20 years ago at this point. That is crazy to me. But this movie came out 20 years ago. So hit me up in the comments, guys. You guys appreciate y'all hanging out. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.